Hello friends! So I thought today it would be a fun day to just plan some makeup. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I know that I want to film another video after this. I'm going to film a what's in my hospital bag. So I'm not gonna do anything like crazy dramatic, but we're gonna do something fun. Okay, I don't think having my glasses on is going to work with this ring light situation. But anyway, I will probably ramble through the video, so let's not ramble in this intro and let's just hop into it. So I always start off with my eyes before I do anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and hop into that. I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in, I think this is taupe. Yes, taupe. All right, so just going to kind of brush my brows up. I don't have a great natural shape, so I just work with what I have. So I line underneath and kind of draw this tail on because the hairs on my outer corner, on the outer part of my brow, are definitely very sparse. And then I'm going to bring it in and kind of draw a nice line on the top. And then I have no arch. I just have like a bald spot for whatever reason. So I just draw the arch however I'm feeling that day. Today, it'll be more natural. Kind of connect that down. Now, obviously, I did not fill in any of the middle, so now I'm just gonna kind of go in and scribble some. And then once I start running the spoolie through it, it kind of just disperses it nicely. And see, now I have a nicely shaped brow. Nothing too dramatic, but definitely an upgrade from that brow. So I'll go ahead and do this other brow and then I will be back. All right, so now I have both of my brows on. Normally I would go in with the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in Blonde, but I ran out of it, and the last two times that I've gone into Sephora, they've been out of the blonde. So I'm actually going to be using my NYX Control Freak, but this one is just clear. It does work really well, but I just kind of like to have a little bit of added color, which is why I like the ColourPop one, but it'll be all right. I'll just pop this on my brows for today. I have long enough eyebrow hairs that even though I do trim them to kind of keep them under control, I find that if I don't use some sort of setting gel on them, they just go crazy. All right, so let's jump into eyeshadow. So in my last video that I posted, I did a review of the Mikayla and Glamlite collaboration, and so far I have loved this. Now granted, I used bright pink and purple and shimmers, and I didn't touch any of the neutrals, which I think is actually what I'm going to dip into today. I will be using the Icing again on both of my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop a little bit of that onto the back of my hand. And then, as always, I love my Morphe M173 to put eyeshadow primer on. And a little bit goes a long way. When I started using eyeshadow primer, because for the longest time I didn't use any, and I just want to ask my past self why. When I first started using it, I would pile it on, and it actually makes it much harder to blend. So there is a perfect amount to put on. Enough to cover, but you don't want it to be like gooped onto your eye, if that makes sense. The one thing I do like about the Icing eyeshadow base from Glamlite is that it actually has shades to it, whereas the Anastasia is just that one shade that they offer, and it's a super, super pale kind of nude color. And I know that might not be what a lot of people with deeper skin want, and so I liked the fact that when I was on Glamlite's website and I was looking at their eyeshadow bases, they actually had a color range to it. Now I picked white because I'm a ghost and white just helps the colors pop onto my eye, but again, like I said, I like the fact that they had options. That is something that not enough makeup brands have. All right, now I'm looking a little bit crazy and it is just fine, and we are going to go in. I think I'm going to do some neutrals, but maybe put a pop of color on my lid. Yep, let's go for it. Does anyone else hate washing their brushes? Like, I despise it. I wish I could just buy new brushes each time. Not really, that's wasteful, but my point still stands. Anyway, I'm going to go in with a super fluffy brush and put the color Harley, which I will have all of the colors up here for you. And I'm going to put the color Harley in my crease and kind of just blend that out. And I'll be using my Morphe M441, which is just a super fluffy brush. So let's see if these neutrals stand as well as those bright pigments did. Now I'm just going in with hardly anything right now, but it's blending out beautifully so far. Also, I really like that this seems to be a super, the first two shades, Harley and How You Doin', they're very, very neutral. They're not really cool or warm toned, which I struggle to find a lot of true neutral nude colors sometimes, and those are my favorite to have. So this makes me very happy. And I'm not being precise with this application. I'm just slapping it on there, to be honest. And then I'm gonna go in with a slightly smaller fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M514, and I'm gonna go in with the shade How You Doin' and just deepen up that crease a little. It's not so pigmented that it's hard to work with, because that can also be a thing, but it is pigmented enough that whenever I pick up a color, it actually goes down. And I think I have officially decided that these are my two favorite neutral browns that I own now. And I'm not even finished with this look yet, but they just blended so seamlessly together. And this is how I like my neutrals to look. There's so many colors that I'm just drawn. I'm like, I want to put bright colors, which is funny because I'm such a neutral person. I'm gonna put gold on the lid. I feel like it's very appropriate as the second time I'm using this palette, or to try out what's poppin'. I can't say it like her, let's just ignore the fact that I did that. Anyway, so I'm going to just use this on my ring finger, which, look at that. That is amazing. That's just one single swatch across the shadow. But I'm just going to run this across my lid. Holy crap. That is beautiful. And it is a true gold, but it's not too yellow, if that makes sense. I feel like sometimes golds can look beautiful in the pan, but actually run a little more yellow than gold once you apply them to your eye. Okay, so I'm going to add Cookie, which looks like a little bit darker of a gold, maybe a bronzy color, and I'm gonna do that kind of on the outer third of my eye, just to make it a little bit darker. Oh, I don't know how long my nose ring has been crooked, so I apologize if that has been annoying anyone. Okay, to say that I'm in love with this palette doesn't justify my feelings towards it. I love this. The only thing I guess that I could say is I wish maybe there was one shimmer. I know that this shimmer is really light, but it's more of like a bluish purple color. I wish there was a super light champagne color, maybe like a champagne, or even a super light gold, just so I could highlight my inner corner with something a little bit lighter than the What's Poppin'. But I might go ahead and just use the tiniest bit of that on my pinky finger and just tap that. Oh, you know what? That doesn't look bad at all. I still stand. I wish there was a slightly lighter color, but this works out just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, do my other eye, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have both of my eyes done, and I am in love. I'm in love. I know I've already said that a million times, but okay, I just now thought about it. I have this highlighter, which is literally the perfect champagne color that I was talking about that I wanted on my inner corners, and I just now thought about the fact that I could put it on my inner corners. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna pick up a flat brush. This one is a Morphe 124, just a standard flat brush. Going to pick up a tiny bit of that and actually put that over top of the gold What's Poppin'. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so actually, you know what? if you have both of them, the palette doesn't even need that champagne color because you have the perfect inner corner highlight in your highlight. Pregnancy brain. That's what I'm gonna blame that on. So I wasn't initially going to do eyeliner, but you know what? I have this new Inglot and then I got the Duraline and I've been wanting to play in it, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm not gonna do anything super dramatic. Let's just do a little winged liner. Let's have some fun. This is the Sigma eyeliner E11. I forgot that I bought this, and I've never used this eyeliner or this eyeliner brush, so if my wings come out wonky, we're not going to judge that. Today is just a fun day. So okay, so I got you zoomed as far in as I can. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this. Well, this seems nice and creamy. Now I'm even questioning if I need the Duraline. I have hooded eyes that are kind of elasticy. Is that even a word? Anyway, sometimes it's very easy when I go to apply eyeliner that my eyes can kind of tug and it creates those skips. So I did get the Duraline just in case this was going to be a thicker consistency, because that can happen with gel liner. But I actually think I'm just going to play around with it by itself first, and then if I notice too much tugging, I'll add the Duraline. Ooh, let's test my eyeliner skills. I don't know why I'm nervous right at the moment. Okay, I actually think I am going to add just the tiniest bit of this. I'm not even gonna add like a whole dropper. I'm just gonna barely touch that. I just barely touched it to my hand. I didn't even squeeze it. So now I'm going to just add a little bit of this and mix it on the back of my hand. Okay, yes, this is it. This is it. I'm just gonna do a little baby wing. Like I said, nothing crazy dramatic today. So as a hooded eye person, I always struggle. It looks really good when I have my eyes open and I look forward, and then I feel like it always looks wonky when I close my eyes, and then I try to fix it and then I overcorrect it and then it looks weird. So I think it looks just fine with my eyes open, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna do the same thing to my other eye. All right, and here are both of my eyes done with the eyeliner, and I love that stuff. Now I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit more, but look how pigmented that black is. It is solid black. Also, I was not sure about this eyeliner brush at first. Like I said, it's my first time using both of it, but as soon as I dipped it into the product, I was able to get it to a nice thin point, and I was able to get a nice crisp line on both of my eyes. So very happy with that. Let's move on to the face, and then I'll finish up my eyes at the very end. Anyway, I did my skincare routine and I went ahead and I put on this Biossance. This is their Squalane and Zinc mineral sunscreen, and it is literally the only sunscreen that I will put on my face. Now I'm going to go in with this NYX Marshmallow Primer. Still trying to decide my full feelings on this. I definitely don't dislike it, but I love my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer so much. I don't think this is going to replace that. But this is a cheaper option that I could give to people who do not want to pay the price of Milk Makeup, because it is more pricey. In my last video, I tried out the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, and while I liked the formulation just fine, I hate this packaging. Now I am going to try out the Rare Beauty foundation. This will be the second time that I use this. I was not the biggest fan of it the first time. I feel like it almost made my skin look oily, but we're gonna try it out again. I'm gonna give it another chance. I love so much of their other stuff. I really would love to be able to love this. I really don't like applicators that are like this. I think this is a fantastic way to introduce bacteria into your product, especially if you are acne prone, which I am myself. It's definitely gotten better as I've gotten older, but I still have to be very careful. But anyway, here we go. I picked up the shade 110N, so it's a neutral color. It looks a little yellow in person, but we'll see how it blends out. And I am using my beauty blender for this. I do know that the foundation brush was formulated to go with this, but I use that for my bronzer, and so it has bronzer on it right now, and that would be a tragedy if I spread that all over my face. I need to buy another one. I honestly just want to buy 2 or 3 of those foundation brushes because I use them for so many things. I use them for any cream product that I use. And I do think that it would honestly be my favorite foundation brush if I ever used it for foundation, but I just haven't done that yet. Okay, so this is actually giving me better coverage than I thought it was. I think I might have actually put too much foundation on my face initially. Always build up. It's easier to add product than take away, but we're just going with the flow today. Like I said, nothing too serious. I just wanted to play in makeup. So this has much better coverage than I thought. I thought it was going to be sheer for some reason. I would say it's a solid medium coverage foundation though, or at least buildable to medium coverage, because I did slap on a lot. All right, and honestly, I think that matches my skin pretty well. I don't think it is too yellow after all. Also, it's not looking super oily. So I don't know what I did that first time, because I remember putting it on my skin and hating it. Maybe I didn't shake it up well enough, because I don't know if you can hear this. Well, there's no way that you can't hear that. Anyway, there is a ball and you have to shake it up, so I made sure to shake it up quite thoroughly today, so maybe I didn't shake it up well enough last time. That's a possibility. So now I'm going to go in with my NYX Born to Glow concealer. I think this is in the shade Fair. I can't find the sticker right at the moment. But I'm just going to put a tiny bit under my eye. Nothing crazy. And then I'm not even going to try to cover up any of the blemishes that it didn't cover, because it covered well enough for me. But I do have some dark circles because I am 37.5 weeks pregnant, and I think I pee like 5 times a night, and I don't get good sleep anymore. Which I know is not going to be better once she comes, because then she's going to be waking up. But you know what? At least I have a baby. I've gotten to that point in my pregnancy that I am over it. I've had such an easy pregnancy so far, and I'm so thankful for that. But this last home stretch feels like it's forever. Alright, so that's all of the concealer that I'm going to do. So I'm going to dip into my Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder. This is in the shade Vanilla. I'm going to use this one. It's a Moda brush. I just like to lightly dust under my eye right after I do the concealer. That way it does not crease. I do normally just go across my forehead, down my nose, and then on my chin, and kind of like where my smile lines are. I should have done this first, but I didn't put any powder on my cheeks, so it'll be fine. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Cheeks Out bronzer in the shade Amber, and then this is where I was talking about I love my Rare Beauty foundation brush for this, so I just tap it in there. And then I just go right kind of almost on my cheekbones, but just on and under, just slightly. And then I will bring it up a little bit. This is my favorite bronzer. Sometimes I don't even put blush on after this, because it just kind of gives you a nice healthy glow. And then I do kind of run it down and across my nose, and I'm not precise with it. I just try to give myself a little bit of color. I am now going to be using the Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Grace. This a little goes a long way, but I love it. So I literally just go like that. That is all you need on both sides. And then blend it out. And see, that tiny little dot put all of that color on my cheek. And I have played around with different brushes with the cream products, and honestly, this is the only one that I will use. And then whatever left over, I'll just kind of brush that across my nose. And then I will sometimes go back over. I feel like I actually almost put too much. And I'll just go back over with the side of the Beauty Blender that doesn't have much product on it and just soften everything out just a hair. I don't normally put highlight on for an everyday look, but I can't help it. So we're gonna dip into this and then just do a little bit, and it is so beautiful. It's stunning. So now I'm going to go ahead and dip back into my eyeshadow real quick actually, and I'm just gonna go in with that little bit darker color, How You Doing, and just smudge that under my eye. I don't want anything too crazy. And sometimes I'll go in with the lightest color and blend it out too, but this blends out so seamlessly, I don't actually think I need to do that. So at this point, I actually like to set my face. I like to do it before I add mascara on because my eyelashes actually hit my eyelids. So if I put on mascara and then I use a setting spray, a lot of the time I get the dots around my eyes. Speaking of new products, I'm going to try this one. Normally, this is my holy grail. Again, it's the Milk Makeup Hydro Set, or Hydro Grip, sorry. But this is the NYX Bear With Me Revitalize and Set Multitasking Spray. So I have been loving this Bear With Me line from NYX. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I need to try it out. So, ooh, it's a super fine mist, which is my favorite. It smells nice too. Does this have fragrance added into it? It does, but I think that's just kind of normal, unfortunately. Okay, I'll give that a moment to set. And then you know what? We're changing it up today. I'm going to be using my Pure Fully Charged Magnetic Mascara. I still think my Milk Makeup Kush Mascara is my favorite, but this one is very close. Now, normally I would curl my lashes, but I actually have a lash lift that is still doing very well, and it's been like 7 weeks. So shout out to Tasha, my coworker, who did it, because it's my new favorite thing. And as soon as I'm able to lay on my back for 45 minutes again, I will have it done again. But I am too pregnant. I feel like I might have let this sit in my drawer for too long without using it, because I remember loving this stuff, but I feel like I'm kind of struggling to get it to go onto my eyes. I know that I didn't have that issue before, so I'm going to say that I haven't touched it in too long. It's been months. Alright, so I got my mascara on. I'm not doing lashes today. So for the very last thing, I'm actually going to go in with my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. So I'm going to put this on my lips real quick. Alright, and there that is. I guess that means I am done. So here is this final look zoomed up. Like I said, you can still see some of my skin imperfections through it, but I wasn't going for perfection today. I was just going to play with some new makeup. I hope that you guys liked this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you did like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.